a big day ahead, so I'm gonna get ready. It is 7:51 and I've been up for over an hour because I have this thing I like to call summer mania, which is that I just cannot sleep in. It's like my mind is buzzing super early in the morning. Look at this hair. Imagine if I just went out like this today. Oh boy. My face is prepped for the day and it's a very cloudy day with Tula's serum. I got this as a freebie and I've used it all up, so I must like it. And then also their heavy duty 24/7 moisture intense cream. And I've been using this for a long time and I haven't made that much of a dent in it. It is really good, but I think this is over $100. Good thing they sent it to me for free because I don't see myself spending that much money on skincare. So on top of this moisturizer, I'm using this Merit Minimalist Foundation Stick, which I made a dedicated video about either before or after when this vlog comes out. I'm not sure which, but you see me use this a lot. I've been watching my vlogs. It is just so nice on my skin. And even though it's been hot out, it's working very well in the summer too, but I always have to make sure I blend it a bit extra because I almost always forget a patch. I'm gonna go by the window and have a look. I don't think I missed anything. All right, now what I do like about the finish on this makeup when I use it with this face cream is that it leaves such a dewiness that I really like. I think that looks good. Just finishing up with some of Merit's blush, and I think this color is Stockholm. Just gonna blend this out on the edges and leave the darker parts. Okay, now for the hair. So hopefully this view works. My goodness, do I ever look pale in this lighting? I'm finally able to wear a bit more clothing. I've been in basically sundresses for the last 3 days, 4 days, because we've been going through an epic heat wave, but it's over. And it's only supposed to be 19 degrees Celsius today, which is a big cool down. So I get to wear something that is not a sundress, which actually feels nice for a change. And now for my last task of the morning, which I still literally get asked about pretty much every week from somebody, putting this in. The last hair dye that I put in really did a number on my hair. It's now breaking, which is not good. So I think after this semi-permanent hair dye washes out, I'm gonna give my hair a break for maybe 6 months or something and not do anything to it because my hair is not brittle. It doesn't tend to break, but I've been getting a lot of bits lately, so I'm a little bit worried. So even though it's only 8:15, I've got to sit down at my desk, which is a straight up mess today. I hate it when it looks like this, but I'm not gonna have time to properly tidy it all up and get everything put away because I actually got a whole bunch of work that I have to submit before I go out today. So gotta get on that. I can't stand it though. I am gonna try and tidy up a little bit, even though I'm almost more pushing things around than putting things away properly. What are you gonna do though? Some days are just like this. Sometimes if you just shuffle things around, you can pretend that you've tidied up, even though you haven't put anything that you should be putting away, actually away. Cords. Oh, I have so many extra cords and they honestly kind of drive me crazy. What I do is I keep them in this empty box. Just shove them all in there when I'm not using them. Okay, I am using that. This is my Ultra Human ring that's just charging. I'm gonna put that back on. I love that it tracks my sleep, tracks my movement, tracks my sleep, and it doesn't need a subscription. There are some other rings that I could have chosen from, but I went with this one, which I did get for free. So I just wanted to disclose that. But I was offered another one for free as well. That one was a subscription-based ring. And I'm like, there's no world in which I'm gonna pay for a subscription to a fitness activity tracker. I don't think so. However, what I am finding though is with the heat wave, it's gotten tighter because my fingers are swelling. So hopefully that goes down a bit today. And with all that said, it is actually time for me to sit here. I will probably be here about 2 hours, sit in and get a good chunk of work done. And I am going to be using my plugged in headphones. I put these away for a year, maybe more, and then I thought, why aren't I using them? They're so good when you match them with like a computer. The sound is so much better. They've been kind of essential to my workday. Whether I'm doing a webinar, whether I just want to like listen to music, whether I'm doing some editing of a YouTube video, sometimes the old-fashioned option is the best option. All right, honestly, I really do have to work now. I'll chat with you guys later. Are you keeping track of the copies so far? That looks acceptable. So finally done. That was a very intense morning and I'm feeling much more perked up now, so that's good. I put my hair in this little bun, so I don't know how well it turned out. Killian is very kindly holding the camera for me, so hopefully that'll stay put while we're out for the day. So I've decided to wear this rain jacket because it was either this or bring an umbrella, and I figure if I wear my rain jacket, if I'm in an overly air-conditioned situation, at least I'll be a little bit warmer, whereas the umbrella is just extra weight for me to hang on to all day. It is very cloudy and very mild, which actually I don't hate because we've been absolutely boiling here for the last week or so. All right, that wasn't too bad of a wait. Subway's incredibly loud. So cold in here, I'm actually glad I wore my jacket. However, I've arrived with 10 minutes to spare, so that's good. Okay, I'm gonna go up this set of escalators. So this is the Toronto Eaton Centre. This was the mall I grew up going to. I'm on the escalator while vlogging, probably a very bad idea. It's like medium busy today. This isn't crazy. So this fountain here is pretty much the center of it, and it's kind of a meeting place for everybody, and you'll always find kids just hanging out by the water fountain. When my little brother was a kid, he could be here for hours. He loved this spot. Let's see what Aritzia has in their windows. This dress is very nice. So whenever I'm meeting up with someone, I like to pick a bookstore just because there's something for us to do instead of meeting each other inside of a restaurant. I find if you start at a bookstore first, there's always something to browse. But anyway, let's go in. Lots of stuff on sale here, but I'm actually here for a specific title. So the sales associate told me I could find it here under the last name of the author. Who would have thought? I'm not seeing it, but there was only one left. Ah, I found it. Okay. But will the type be too tiny for me to read? I don't know. This is what I have to think about now when I buy actual books. So sadly, in the end, I could not get that book because guess what? I couldn't read it. The type is way too small. Welcome to my late 40s. It's just like overnight, I can't see anymore and I have to hold things far away from me or I need my reading glasses, and it didn't take long at all. I feel like this transition happened in weeks. So if you have good eyesight, I hope that you appreciate it. So I've been putting so much pressure on myself on recent vlogs to make sure that I'm saying something meaningful or like have a cohesive theme, and I decided really not to do that this time. I thought, let's just genuinely do a diary style vlog entry where I just take you around so you can see the things that I'm seeing, you know, come out and eat with me, and I won't overly edit and keep things too tight. So I hope that this is okay. If it is, please do drop me a like and leave me a comment. You know, I always ask for a comment. That really does help. And if you're absolutely brand new here and you're just checking out Toronto, consider subscribing. I make product reviews and I do vlogs like this one. Tons of rain came today, but luckily we missed out because we were inside. Once a week, I like to go out with somebody for lunch somewhere because as much as I am into slow living, into being at home, I really am someone who thrives being outside as well. I like to say that I'm an outdoor cat, which kind of is somewhat ridiculous, but also very fitting for me as well. But the purpose of this vlog is just to try and reconnect with having fun and showing you guys around and really, like I said, just sort of seeing the world as I'm seeing it right now. So as I'm recording this, this is basically the end of spring and the beginning of summer. It is now 3:45 and what a day it has been so far. It's actually been very enjoyable. I gotta say, lunch was amazing. That was a spot inside of the mall, and if I didn't already write this, I was out with my friend, fellow YouTuber at Khaki and Bloom. I'll put the name down here. Go ahead if you're into watercolor. She's an amazingly talented watercolorist who's just getting her start here, and she has like really beautiful tutorials. have a look, go check it out, watch a video, subscribe. And one thing we spotted while we were out, which I didn't get a clip of because I had too many things in my hand, were all these Chinese style buns. Have you ever had these? They have a Saint Germain bakery there. Saint Germain, I'm saying it the very anglicized way. And in that bakery is, well, all these like old school, well, they're not old school, all these Cantonese style buns that I grew up eating all the time. So I got a pineapple bun. This is a sweet bun with just like a crumbly, buttery topping. And then my all-time favorite, a curry beef bun, because they do savory buns as well. So what's in the middle of this is just like a little bit of like a beef with a curry flavor. Mild, not too spicy. Almost like if you've ever had like a Japanese curry, like that flavor of curry, that's what is in the middle. And then this is a coconut bun. So this will have a bit of like coconut flavored paste and just an overall coconut flavor. And yeah, another curry beef bun and another pineapple bun. Listen, I just wish I had the willpower, I guess, to just buy, you know, 2 of them, but it's not every day that I pass a Chinese bakery, so I kind of went a little crazy. So that's inside Toronto's Eaton Centre. And I just love that the Eaton Centre is becoming more food oriented. It wasn't always that way, but I noticed what does well in malls these days, maybe you've noticed this trend too, tends to be food places. It could be like a fancier food court. Sometimes places have destination food places like a cheesecake factory. I was at a place called Mercado, which is actually a chain of restaurants, not like a fast food chain, like a sort of, I guess, upscale casual, you could call it. I mean, you saw the setting, it's quite nice in there. And I like that it's becoming these places that are more than just about shopping, because as we know, malls are kind of in trouble. A lot of malls in North America are closing, but a lot of them are pivoting apparently to more food stuff, and I'm totally here for it. I love that. Like, I'm a very basic girl. I do love a mall, and I feel like as a North American, that is my birthright, to enjoy being inside of a mall. I mean, that's what I grew up doing. And the cool thing is Toronto was so safe when I was growing up. Like, even when I was in middle school, I'm talking like grade 6, we would go to the mall by ourselves on the weekend and go catch a movie together. And nobody had to drive us. We could just get there on our own steam, which was really nice. In contrast to kids in other places where they have to be driven everywhere. I was never driven anywhere with my friends. We got everywhere on foot downtown in Toronto. So what I'm doing here is I'm just defrosting this meat sauce that my mom made me for pasta. And I'm using my wonderful Portuguese pot that I talked about a while ago. When I came back from Portugal, I purchased this pot, which is actually for milk, but it's just like the best pot. If you're ever in Portugal, or maybe you can just get your hands on a pot like this, this is such a valuable addition. I wish I had one years ago. I've also found it's the perfect size for like defrosting bottles of things that maybe happen to be in the freezer. Just like, it's just perfect, and it pours easily. And yeah, this was like probably my most used purchase from my trip to Portugal. I don't know how to pronounce the name of this pot, but once again, I'll put it down below here if you want to search for it. I think it's for milk technically, but obviously you can use it for whatever you want. It is a bit small though, so you'll have to use it on your smallest burner. And the brand I got was Silampos, I think, Silampos, which when I got back and I made a video about all the things that I bought in Portugal, people were telling me is a really good brand. So I can see that this is a really good quality pot. This is just the lid for it. So it will just be pasta for dinner. So I have now a bit of downtime before dinner, and maybe I'll do some art and maybe I won't. I don't know, because here's the honest truth. I've been feeling a little devoid of inspiration lately. I feel sometimes like my creativity can be quite seasonal. And last summer, I was really feeling it. Like, I was filling entire books full of like the cutest flowers that I would come across. So I would go for a walk, and a really important part of my day, don't mind me as I rummage through here. Down here is my basket full of books. Oh, something escaped, hold on. A little roll of tape popped out of my basket and rolled all the way across the house. Let's shove that back in there. I've been so distracted today. Like, I just start one sentence and forget where I was going. Last time this year, let's see if we can find even the dates. around this time last year, I was so into drawing these things and I made so many cute drawings. Like, look at this American goldfinch from last year. That turned out really sweet. And a hibiscus. So obviously this was later in the season because the hibiscus has not bloomed yet. So I know that this must have been probably late July. I don't know if there's any dates in here. Oh yeah, August 16th. So this was me last summer. I was having so much fun in this little notebook, which is like now this perfect encapsulation of all the stuff that I looked at and I endeavored to draw and paint in last year. And I'm not feeling it this year, guys. So I don't know what's going on. Maybe I just need to give my brain a bit of a break. It's also coming up on the 1-year anniversary of my art channel. So if you haven't joined, I don't talk about it that much because I try not to mix these two together too much, but I have a whole other art channel. It's called Helen Avery Art Channel. And I don't know what direction it'll go in, like long term. I've posted a bit about embroidering, about watercolor as well. It may just expand to be something that's a bit more about creativity. It might not always strictly be about watercolor and embroidery necessarily, but that's sort of what's on there now. And so the most recent video I made there is doing really well, like better than many of the videos that occur here on my main channel. And it is about this adorable little Roman schmal set that I got. Look how cute this little thing is. It's just like a little paint palette full of really adorable colors. So I swatched this on that video and it's going like gangbusters, so to speak, right now. And yeah, this is what I did. I just swatched it. And it always cracks me up that so many of my videos are so effortful, right? Effortful. Like I would argue even this vlog is very effortful. I'm piecing together these different timelines, these different segments out of my day, and I'm thinking about what's happening next. And then I just like literally paint 9 blobs of paint here and just sort of chat about them as I go along. And something like that will be so popular. So I guess theoretically that's good, but it's also a little bit disheartening at the same time. But you know, my job is to make the thing. My job is not to receive it necessarily. That's the way I'm trying to look at everything that I do here, all the art that I make. My job is to channel my own creativity and to share it. And it's kind of a little bit out of my hands once it reaches you guys. So I've been having fun in this inexpensive sketchbook. So I've just been doodling some, well, it's not really doodling, I guess. It's loosely doing some watercolor, watermelon slices. I don't know if I'm going to draw any more today though. Like I said, I'm not feeling the creativity, but I still might try and put pen or pencil to paper. One thing I've been enjoying doing lately is just drawing the same things over and over and just trying to get better at making things that almost look like a print, I would say. Because I've been drawing these sort of tilted flowers with these elongated petals for a few weeks now, I would say, and I'm not getting tired of it. I just love certain color combos and patterns. I don't know, it's kind of like freeing not to have to think of anything new and just to keep iterating and working on the same thing again and again and again. Like this particular motif of these specific flowers, I don't even know what they are. They're not based on a flower I've seen recently. Maybe a little bit of a hibiscus. I just keep doing it again and again, and I don't actually think I'm getting better at drawing. That would be a lie to say I'm getting better at drawing them. I'm not. But what I am getting is like this nice flow state of kind of zoning out where I don't have to think about it too much because I've just been doing it so many times. It just becomes like a natural practice. I kind of know where I want to put them, how I want to angle them, and they're a little bit cartoony, a little bit illustrative because of all the heavy lines that are there. And I'm okay with that. I can't believe it's been like 1 year of drawing and I'm so much better at drawing than I used to be. Like I couldn't really draw at all. It's been more than a year now. It's been like maybe a year and a half now that I took up drawing. What a great addition to life. Like if you don't draw and you used to draw, or you even have an inkling that you might like to do it, take it up. It is so fun. Like it's great for your brain. As an adult, it's such a good way to pass time because I don't know, I don't want to spend so much time on my phone. And this just feels like interesting to do. It makes me more interesting. I like that people sometimes want to kind of look over my shoulder and see what I'm up to. And that's very satisfying to know you can draw like a little flower just straight out of your head. What else will I add here? I think I will do one. What does this need? I feel like this, no. I've got 4 flowers down and I like to have 5. So I'm gonna try and do a little something here. And now you know my very scientific thought process about how I'm doing these, which is that there's no real thought process at all. It's just based on feeling, which I think is the best art of all. The art that's based mostly on a feeling. No, I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this one needs a 5th. And then sometimes I'll do this to indicate that it's somehow bent, which is kind of fun as well. I love my flowers to be highly imperfect. Do I want a stem on this one? I think maybe the stem will go this way. And then I will do some leaves just quickly. Just sort of fill up some of these spaces. This is basically my version of doodling, and it's so fulfilling. I don't know, I really get a kick out of doing this. One leaf is missing though, definitely. It should be, I really want to put it there, so I am going to do that. Yeah. It's now 6:49 and I'm out for my post-dinner walk. The rain has finally let up, which is nice. We needed a bit of a break from the heat wave and the intense sun. So while my hair feels nicer with that hair oil, which is I think Fable in Maine, it's just a little trial size that I got with a Sephora order. It really does flatten it and makes it look kind of limp. So I don't know, it's a double-edged sword. Hair is definitely softer, but it's definitely flatter. Also, I've got this tiny splotch of blush that I've never noticed all day that I really could have taken down a bit, so apologies. I think every single clip I have like just a little bit too much blush in this one spot. I love blush, so I have a tendency to overdo it. So this is my neighborhood in the evening. There are a few people out walking, lots of cars going by. It can be kind of busy and yet peaceful at the same time. It's kind of hard to describe. I'd call it busy, but not overwhelmingly so. That's why I actually love living north of Bloor in Toronto, for those of you who are familiar with the city. I've never had a desire to live south of Bloor. It's just more crowded and more busy. As soon as you're north of Bloor though, you're not really technically downtown anymore, although some people would call it downtown, and it just gets that little bit more residential and quieter, you know, by contrast with where I was downtown earlier, which is the busiest part of the city. So one thing the city is really known for is its alleyways, and I'm walking in one now, and these are just these like lanes behind the houses that are usually for cars. People have garages. But what's nice is they make the streets further and the backyards further away from each other. I don't know if that makes sense, but let me show you. I just found one. So what you're seeing in here is a pretty classic Toronto laneway. If you look over this way, there's a house facing the street down there. That would be their backyard. That's their garage-like structure. They've got a really nice garage. And this is where everybody comes in and out, like their little driveway, I guess you would call it. And then here's some more garages. I don't know if this is making sense, but these garages back out to each other, someone's backyard, someone's house, and then the next street over. So from one street to the next, I'm gonna not move too quickly here so I don't give you a big headache, is quite a long distance, if that makes sense. They're quite far apart from each other, which is nice because while the houses are close to each other side by side, from one backyard to the next actually, and from someone's back windows to someone else's back windows is quite a long distance. I don't know if any of that makes sense, but hopefully visually you saw it. This actually is the street next to my street, and it's just so much quieter. So I love to take this route because there are more birds. I just watched a robin fly by. So Toronto's all about that, like getting off the beaten path and just walking down a neighborhood street that is so much more peaceful than the busy main streets. I keep getting my attention caught by the cute little birds that are passing. This looks probably a little different. Do you know that I film everything just on my iPhone? I know that that's kind of incredible to believe, but I do. The reason I'm sat here is I'm actually going to chat with a friend of mine. We've just been doing that thing where we miss each other all the time. It's just been like phone tag all day. Not the friend that I was out with earlier. One of my other many friends. I actually don't have that many friends, but I do have a pretty nice circle of pals, and I'm still of the generation where we do talk on the phone. I usually try and arrange my phone calls, like I'll call you at 7 or whatever, because I'm so unused to playing phone tag anymore. But mostly I actually just wanted to test how this specific microphone is doing. I don't know if you ever noticed how many different microphones I have and I use. If you look through my videos, I have tons of them. It's something that I'm always trying out because I'm actually, and you guys probably don't know this, a slight bit of a tech nerd. I know the camera's moving in and out. It's a bit disconcerting on this computer. This is the webcam. Imagine talking to someone in a Zoom meeting and it's just constantly going in and out like this. I think it would drive somebody crazy. Anyway, this is not my usual camera, but I just wanted to test to see how the microphone is working because I do actually really like tech stuff. I like gear. I like cameras. As a spectator sport, I actually don't own a lot of different stuff. I own some different microphones, but I don't like own a lot of cameras or anything like that. Like I said, I film everything pretty much on my iPhone. Anyway, if you've watched this far, I just want to say thanks. This was a slightly different pace than usual. I tried not to edit so much to see if I can keep doing vlogs without the sort of heavy lift of all the unseen work that you don't see when someone's hopefully making a good vlog. So I don't know whether this is good or not is, I guess, up to you guys to decide. Oh, look, you can even see my slippers there in the background. My goodness, this camera's actually a little too sharp. Okay, so on that note, it's now been 12 hours of vlogging. So that's a whole day in the life of me, Helen, a Toronto work from home mom that had a little bit of pretty much everything in it, eating, working, tiny bit of exercise. My gym is actually closed right now because they had a burst pipe, so I had to take a walk instead. Okay, so I'm going to leave it off here. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next video.